All right, here we go. Here we go. Another episode of Mazel Talk, the safe place where we keep it player, where we keep it kosher every time, all the time. We're back on the Zoom, uh, but that won't be here for long. We had a good test recording session last week. I like where we were going with it. We had some video, the audio was real clear. And it was just great to get back. Back in the stew with my man. So I just
Hmm.
want to say thank you guys for, listening to another episode, checking in with us, tapping in with us. How you been, B? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ain't got no complaints. Still got my hairline.
No. What we say is 1.5. Got a job first, hairline second.
I got a job and I got a hairline, and my
And
bills are paid.
I can't complain on that one, man. So I'm doing all right. We have a YouTube channel now, but I'll talk about that later. But in the video, you'll be seeing I'm wearing a bandana and I'm repping Jesus Snowman. And if you haven't been paying attention to the culture or paying attention to our Mother Talks page, Instagram page, I dressed in full Jeezy attire. I had a multicolored polo. I had my pants singing hot, singing low, and I
I'm
had polo
happy.
socks, and I had on Air Force Ones with my bandana. Just like Jesus' snowman. Take it back to the '05, baby.
I'm I'm happy you were inside and not out in public looking like
Oh
that.
man, if I could have been outside, I would have been outside wearing the same fit. So it don't really matter. Um, so we'll get that back to that later. But I just want to rep the win, and it's gonna be on all episode. Just let niggas know that Jesus the Snowman is real.
He
And
won, but he could have won. He could have won by more.
you could have won by more. I took slander all week from multiple people saying Gucci was gonna get him out of here. He got the better music. He got the better catalog,
Who
which
said that?
might be true or not true, whatever how you feel. But in terms of 20 songs, Jesus Snowman got too many hits, baby. So
Better
I'm good.
catalog. I don't know who said that to you.
Uh, I've, nigga, Reggie said he got. Well, I don't put names out, but I did say Reggie. Reggie was giving me that. I've seen his timeline that he got too many hits. Too much. He got too much mixtapes in his catalog. Is better career. I talked to
Well,
Porter
I
was
know
on
why Reggie
energy
said that
too.
because Reggie is a street nigga in himself. That's all he fucking like.
Porter was
That's
giving me
not
that
that's
smoke
not
too.
going over with the most people. The streets is a minority.
Yes.
But
I
yeah,
was
I
just
can
trying
say
to tell niggas. I was trying to tell niggas like, look, it's not about catalog, baby. It's about 20 hits, 20 songs.
yeah,
Jeezy
because
had
that Gucci got a lot of fucking songs, but he don't got as many crazy, epic, historical fucking. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know.
yeah.
And Jeezy won. I don't hear nobody saying Gucci won really at this point.
I've had people say, it was closer than what I said it was, but whatever. Regardless, um, it was a great battle. It was great for our culture. It was what is every verses that is really impactful. It seems like it's always right on time. Don't you think
Yes.
that? It's weird how it works out that way. Um, and it's usually around some type of event that impacts Black culture that a good versus just ends up being there like the week after or some shit. So whatever Swizz and Timbo are doing, they must have an eye into the future to know that this is the verse that needs to happen because a fuck shit's about to happen, you know, a week before or some shit like that. But salute to Swizz Beats and Timbaland for giving us another great culture defining moment. Um, but we'll get into that later, man. But yeah, Terry, you got anything to keep it funky with this week?
Sure. I'm gonna talk about these women again.
I mean, that's always You know, that's
I always
good
gotta
place to start.
listen.
Always a good place to start.
It's always a good place because they always talking about. I seen someone on Twitter today talking about. I waited all week to go. Damn, I shouldn't say this. I should never mind. I'm gonna talk about women. I don't know why women still shocked at a man being a man. I don't know why women still think they making valid points at a man, men being men. You know what I'm saying? They be like, y'all see a fat ass and don't know how to act.
Duh.
No, we don't. No, we don't know how to act.
Have you seen a fat ass?
You know what I'm saying? And
that might be the better question to ask. Have you seen a fat ass?
Did you see what I saw? But then a nigga, when you get to a certain point in life, you gotta act like you didn't see what you saw. You saw what I saw. And also, like, yes, we might let a woman get away with some shit because they look good. Yes, she got a lot more rope because her ass is fat. Yes, she got a lot more rope because her face is pretty. This is what men been doing this shit forever. Why is women still acting surprised and like, yeah, that you only did because she's pretty? Yes, you did that because she's pretty. But see, I'm wrong if I say, oh, well, y'all let rich niggas fuck on y'all the first night.
Yeah,
I don't complain about how
wrong.
money. I don't complain about how money turn y'all into little toys. How money turn y'all into possessions. How y'all really just bend over backwards for a nigga with money. I don't talk when a woman says, "Oh, y'all see a fat ass don't know how to act." I don't see. Well, y'all see a nigga with a bag and bend your ass over. I don't say that.
You did say it, but you don't say it.
Okay, I'm saying it now.
Yeah,
because I'm just trying to say it's the game. What do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
I want women to stop being shocked at men for being men. If a nigga do some nigga shit, why you be like, oh, he did some nigga shit? Now I'm not talking about disrespectful shit or immoral shit. I'm talking about he saw fat ass, he double tapped the picture, or he saw fat ass and he broke his neck to look at it. That's what men do.
I promise you, the playbook and the film session on men would take 5 minutes.
It's not a long meeting.
You know what we gonna do. I feel like, so I watched Kevin Hart stand up yesterday, actually. Oh, no, actually Saturday. And he was like, regardless of how I feel about his comedy, he had like a couple gems in there, right? So so he said a point where he said, women get mad because men don't feel like, or don't give them the reaction that they feel like
they would give.
Yeah. So like, in terms of like, this has nothing to do with emotional side, but in terms of like, they I feel like they want men to be more sneaky, or like more like, underground with, our manness, and just being like trash on the low. But the game plan for a lot of men out here has not changed since ever. They're like, you want us to be sneaky, but it's not in a man to be very sneaky. We're gonna like ass. We're gonna like titties. We're gonna like women. Now, regardless of how they go about after that is a different conversation.
Yes, I said no disrespectful things and no immoral things. Yeah. But we're talking about being a man. That's like hardwired into niggas' nerves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like nature. It's really, I don't think they really understand. I'm gonna talk about the Kevin Hart point, but I really don't think they understand some of this shit. Niggas gotta work their whole lives to learn how to control, or at least they gotta practice every day to control the shit. Because if we just go off of reaction in nature, niggas gonna be horrible, and a lot of men are horrible.
Yes,
man, but Kevin Hart definitely has some shit with today.
At the end of the day, a man's gonna look at ass, a straight man,
and titties, and faces, and stomachs.
I'm saying now what he does after the initial look, then we can have conversations on.
Yes, but and when I'm not talking about you with your chick and you see a fat ass and your ass jaw drop, nigga, act like you seen some ass before. Yeah, I'm talking about just in general of a man, and especially when we're talking about we let women get away with shit when they look good. Yes,
that's in the playbook too.
And women know this shit too. Why do you think they had the nerve to come out their mouth with this Birkin shit?
It's in the playbook. I'm telling you, it's in the film.
If it's and I see this on Twitter a lot. If it's the one thing a nigga gonna have is the audacity. Women got all the goddamn audacity.
Women are more likely to ask up front for shit off bucks than men are. We like to play. Men, we're used to rejection, but we don't like getting rejection. So like, we're not gonna just come out off bucks say, "You gonna fuck me tonight?" We gonna
some niggas play that card, but that's
a tough card to play.
Huh?
That's a tough card. That's like a cut. That's cut right there.
That's a card, nigga, that you gotta have. You better have a couple M's sitting in the bank. That's what I'm saying. Rich niggas might be able to play that card, but it's regular niggas, bro.
Regular niggas can't play the "you gonna fuck me tonight" card off the humble.
You gotta have hella chemistry already built up to even play that card. It gotta be so much sexual energy vibing that you say that and she gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? That she actually gonna think about it. I done seen niggas play that card first card out their hand, cold turkey, straight. When you gonna let me eat that
after
pussy?
the deal?
Niggas, they don't even look at their cards. They just
they go blind, Neil. They go blind.
Nigga go blind 6. Nigga ain't even down. Just go blind 6. Nigga throw out the motherfucking Joker, bro. What the fuck? And that kind of gives me a second keep it funky. Because we talking about women, I'm gonna talk about niggas now. Niggas need to stop the way that they shooting they shot at women on social media. Niggas, I said this shit on my Instagram story. I be thinking niggas don't really be doing wild shit. Niggas be saying wild shit to women in these DMs, bro.
It'd be nuts, bro.
I'm like, you could not have thought that was gonna work. Period.
They did. That's why they shot. They did. That's exactly why they did.
No, they did not think that shit was gonna work, bro. Saying you sending a dick pic to a strange woman is never gonna work.
Listen, I don't know why that is still in the film for men, but they still do that. And I don't think we haven't had maybe it's because of COVID. We haven't had a real man convention, a convention for men, so we can retool the playbook. Mm-hmm. Because they're still looking at the old playbook like, let me send a dick pic. Because the women have figured out and they have expressed to us they don't like random dicks. And you might have a nice dick, but they don't like random dicks. So like,
bro, you negate how good your
men. Like we gotta retool our playbook because they know we're about to play before we even play it.
Mm-hmm. But you negate how good your penis looks when you lead with your penis because she's like, well, it's nice, but she's thinking how many other women he's sending his dick to? What is he doing with his dick? It's like he's too aggressive. And I also want to say this. I think about 47% of men have done their work, studied the film, and know how to move. Mm-hmm. But 53% of niggas and men in general don't know what the fuck they doing, and they just out here shooting like they Steph Curry, and their father is not Dale Curry. You know what I'm saying? You think Steph Curry just shoot? Steph Curry's father's an NBA player. Your father's a janitor. You can't do what he do.
Yeah.
But 53%, that's what I'm saying. There has been no man convention. In quarantine, it's probably elevated niggas horny even higher.
Talked about that last week. We haven't retooled the playbook, especially for a man. Our playbook of controlling the horny has to be updated quarterly.
Oh yeah. Shit, I say bi-weekly. Bi-monthly.
Like, that's a horny move. Just pulling dick off, sending a dick pic unsolicited. That's a horny move.
That's number one horny.
Yeah, like
unless you send in whole jerk off videos, I don't know what's a butt at.
Yeah, that's nasty too. So like we have to, like as men, we have to be accountable and we have to update our horny playbook. Like,
yes.
And these niggas are reading from the last year version of the playbook.
Nigga, they're reading from last century's version of the playbook.
Where that might have worked, right? That might have worked. Like when it might have worked when niggas finally got camera phones in 2000.
That shit worked for 1 week when camera phones first released. And niggas heard about it working when flip phones was out and think it's gonna work in 2020. It's beyond me.
Not gonna work, bro.
And do not connect this with my first Keep It Funky about men being men. This is not men being men. That's nasty motherfuckers being nasty. That's not to connect the last point to this one. I'm just saying that was my second part 2 of my Keep It Funky. Niggas need to reevaluate how they shoot these shots on social media because it really blew my mind. I'll be like, no one's doing that. But then I see a screenshot, someone did that. Someone doing it. Someone's doing it right now.
And you know how to say one bad apple doesn't personify the bunch? Well, in terms of women, one bad apple, it turns into niggas ain't shit.
Yes, you could be shit. Never shit.
We could be shit. Me and we some shit niggas. We some shit niggas, but we get lumped into the bad shit niggas, and now we gotta explain the sins of one of our fellow men.
You know what we doing no more? Going forward into 2021 and right now, we are not wearing the shit. We're not gonna wear the badge of niggas ain't shit because we ain't them niggas, bro. I'm not gonna answer for the shit these niggas is doing no more. I'm not.
I stopped. I just let it go.
I will not, and I'm gonna make a point on this podcast first and foremost to stop acknowledging the ain't shitness because I ain't doing it, so I'm not gonna acknowledge it no more. I sent my last dick picture in 2014.
I was there when you sent a dick pic unsolicited, but I'm not gonna put you out.
Wait. But this was not to a strange person. I've sent unsolicited penis a picture. Yes, I have. I've done it. I stand by my mistake because if I wasn't that version of me, I couldn't be this version of me. Yeah, I did it. But I had been taught. I had either had the woman's number and talked to them for a while, or it was a lot of energy where I was like, you know what? Let me just launch this bitch up and see what happened.
See, I'm not gonna do what Joe does to Maul, so I'm not gonna go.
No, it's okay. But all I'm saying is 2014 me is not 2020 me. That nigga can't even. That nigga
happened
can't
in 2014. It happened in 2014.
If you know where I'm going, nigga, I was doing a lot of wild shit in 2014.
I think it was 2014.
Bro, I was 22 years old in 2014. Like, come on, son. Nigga didn't even know what he was doing. I was just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all off reaction. It was no thought into nothing.
Salute to the niggas that have one on camera roll ready to go.
I still got something for the people that want it. Listen, you gotta listen. I love myself. Women. That's when there's another double standard. Women can have 20,000 naked pictures of themselves. Why can't I have?
Sending it in a group chat too.
See, I'm not sending nothing in my group chat.
No, you don't ever do that. I'm just saying
that's a double standard. I'm fine with.
Yeah, they be letting that drink fly in a group chat. Like,
but I'm saying, women they probably take a naked picture every time they get out the shower. I took one. I keep 2 on deck just to admire myself. And maybe somebody else want to admire me and treat me like a king. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, I'm always here for women treating their men like kings. And we need to normalize that because, listen, they're still trying to get us out of here for not treating us like kings. Like, when you see women trying to treat their men like kings, they get slandered by other women for treating their men like kings.
For being good to a man.
I don't get it.
That's because they ain't never had one in their life. So they don't know how to react to that. But like I said, I'm not answering for the shit that these wild niggas do no more. No more. When they say niggas ain't shit, I'm going to keep scrolling because they ain't talking about me.
That's what I do. I'm like, oh.
I mean, I do it now, but I don't think I'll have any more Keep It Funkies about ain't shit niggas no more.
I really just keep it. Like, one thing I learned about Twitter, man, I just be like, oh. And just keep it moving.
Oh, listen. If there's so many times, how many times do you like start to reply to something and they be like, you be like, nah, never mind, bro. Yeah, I'll be ready.
I do that at least 5 times a day.
And it'd be good points, but I'd be like, it's not even worth the whole conversation is gonna follow. Yeah, it's like I know what I believe, and I see what they talking about, but let me just not even get myself mixed up in it.
Yeah, I really don't care about the back and forth. I just don't want to be the back. I just don't care enough. That's what it is.
Back to the Kevin Hart point.
He did.
Nigga don't care. You want me to care like you care, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Women searching for fucks. They're looking for a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like it's hardwired for us to be. It's hardwired for them to always find something to care about. You caring about some shit that don't fuck. I swear I be trying to spit this shit. I'm like, look, you're looking for something right now to be mad at. Like literally, there's nothing for you to.
One thing you could tell about women, you can see it when they're searching.
Yes.
For the fuck to give.
I'm like, I'm like, really right now you're trying. Like
you're trying to be mad.
I'm like, like, well, you just don't care. It's no. You shouldn't care either. But you are looking and scrounging. I'm like, yo, she going in the back of the closet trying to find a reason.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'll be like, yo, you're trying to make yourself mad right now. Are you trying to get yourself?
I think they want to get riled up, bro. Like,
and you know what? But there's nothing you can do to stop it because once you say that, then that's the problem. So
that's the fuck that. But that's psychological, right? That's the fuck that they weren't looking for. But once they seen that it was there,
they picking it up.
I'm gonna take that.
Thank you. So I'm still working on my kung fu when it comes to actually intimately dealing with situations like that with women. Because at this point, I just know that if you talk, it's gonna be something wrong, and if you're quiet, it's gonna be something wrong. So I don't know what's in between talking and being quiet. Maybe I should whisper.
I don't know. I say okay.
But if I whisper, I'm being condescending. Why you treat me like I'm stupid? I'm just whispering because I want to bring it down.
I still haven't learned, bro. I've gone to just saying okay, but then that okay can lead to other conversation points like, okay, what? What you mean okay? Like, so you're not hearing me? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
But see, that's why we die before them. They kill us because we don't give a fuck, but they pushing these fucks on us. And we gotta care, because if we care about a woman, we have to at least try to look at things from her side and try to understand her. But it's like almost against our nature. So it kills us. So we die. Every day they kill us a little bit. And they make us
like 0.0.111%.
And then they take our money a lot of it.
Yeah. One day we're gonna have a conversation with us about, what women do to our mental health, but I don't think women are ready for that.
Let's make it the fuck out.
I don't think they're ready for that conversation. That they're probably worse in our mental health than we are.
Shit, but okay, but we got to give our life for them. So I know what I signed up for.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna chill. I'm off the wine today, so when wine SO comes in the building, I'm ready to let these truths off.
Well, you got something to keep it funky about?
Yeah, man. The first one is so these are one of the tweets where I wanted to reply and didn't. I stopped it because everybody else was doing the work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was during the versus battle, and Jamela Hill.
Oh, what's wrong with her?
My credit score is gonna be different after this versus. I just need a clarification to what that tweet meant.
She don't be making a lot of sense sometimes.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I think she's thinking black people don't got good credit scores, so she went too black, so her credit score gonna go down because they saw her. I don't know.
That's just a wild tweet. The tweet.
It don't make no sense.
She didn't explain herself after. That's my problem. Or delete the tweet.
No, she has many tweets like this though. You know that, right? She has many tweets that people are like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
She do be getting off a lot of shit. Like, I don't follow her, but somebody retweeted on my timeline. I was like, yeah, I don't get it. You sound like the op. Sound like the op.
I follow her though. I follow her after she got after she left ESPN and shit, because she was doing a lot of good things at ESPN. So I was like, yo, I appreciated her for that. But every so often she'll tweet things like that.
I think I generally believe she cares about black people and black women and she wants us to win. That was just a tweet that I just didn't get, and it was that sounded anti-black to me. Like, why would your credits just explain yourself? And there's a new saying the ratio, because now you can see retweets versus quote tweets versus likes. So if your retweets are lower, significantly lower than your quote tweets, it's called the ratio, because people are responding back to your quote tweet what the fuck is this, or responding back to it. So pay attention to that, the ratio. So that actual tweet had like only 320 retweets, but 400,000 quote tweets. And when you click into the quote tweets, niggas are like, what the fuck is this? What does this mean?
Like, it's confusing. I'm confused right now.
I just want her to explain herself or delete the tweet. It's still up. You know how people say, like, you have time to delete this? You still have plenty of time to delete the tweet. Just say, like, you had a thought, it didn't come out right. Or, like, I don't know. Like, niggas try to get out funny jokes all the time. Like, you know, during the verses, mad people were in the, the verses in the chat trying to get shit off. You know what I'm saying? The verses did take us back to a time where we were, like, real gutter, real grimy in terms of, like, you know, Black culture. You know, it was real trappy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trap house vibe. So I get it. I get if you're trying to get in the trap house vibe. Like, you know, I tell you, this gives me my first car, Burt CD vibes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, mixtapes. I'm pulling shit from LimeWire and making a mixed CD type of shit and riding around and breaking my fucking speakers vibe. I get it. Like, that's the type of shit I was on. I don't get that tweet. It just didn't resonate with me. And she left it up, and like a lot of Black people were like, "Nah, you sound like the ops here." Like, what is that supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? Because we like this type of music, we can't have good credit. Like, it's definitely it has a coating of white supremacy on it.
This is a smidgen.
It's a coat. It's a top coat. You know. I don't know. Like I said, I know. Like you said, I know her intentions. I feel like I know her intentions. She's for Black people, definitely for empowerment, moving forward and stuff. But I think she might have a little ego problem. Like, she's not going to delete that. She going to, like, if you make a bad joke, sometimes you just gotta acknowledge that shit ain't hit.
Yeah, it ain't hit.
And that shit really didn't hit. But I don't think she ever wants to admit that her hits don't hit. Because when I tell you, I done seen her a lot of other tweets. I'm like, yo, this is. Maybe she, you know, because she from Detroit. Maybe she ate too much government cheese, or you know what I'm saying. Maybe the system, maybe the white supremacy. They on some level they effectively brainwashed her, and she does a good job of suppressing it every day. But maybe
she's a robot, and sometimes she fluctuates.
Yeah, certain hours, like when Kawhi shows emotion. You know, it's every so often she can't help but like. I don't know, my credit score gonna be low after watching this battle. Damn.
Yeah, I don't get that one. That didn't resonate with me.
They already know you don't. I think your credit score don't go up to a certain level already when you're Black. So you gotta look white on. You gotta look white on paper. If you don't look white on paper, your credit score gonna.
That might be a good conspiracy we need to look into, my brother.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're like, oh, he purchased. He's eating chicken wings 3 out of the 7 days this week. He's probably Black.
Yeah.
So. Shit like that.
That's a good conspiracy. My next one, and this probably read this week. I'm not in the office, but you're in the office. So I am blessed, and I don't know if they probably stopped because of COVID, but COVID has one thing there's a positive for COVID. We have not been subjected to potlucks.
Especially that's funny that you said that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's around Thanksgiving. You know, they try to get potlucks popping in the office, and we're not. I haven't been subjected to nasty food, weird looking food, raisins and shit. Like, I don't have to worry about how people have been taking care of their food at the moment, like unprofessionally. If they got kids, they can spoons and shit to put in the back in the you know.
If they got their animals licking spoons.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I am glad. For me personally, I'm glad I haven't had to been subjected to that this year.
That is a blessing.
You're in office, so I don't know if you guys are. I mean, maybe COVID has stopped it this year for you guys as well, but you know.
But it's funny because we actually was talking about the potluck recently because, you know, Thanksgiving, that's when it usually happens.
Yeah.
And we started to plan, like, I was like, yo, because I've learned how to make a few things recently. Potato salad, I learned how to make. And what else? And I have a casserole thing. I know casserole sound real white, but a casserole that I learned how to
make. Green bean?
Oh, huh?
Green bean casserole?
It's not a red. It's a it's a chicken and rice casserole.
Okay.
But it's fire. I'm telling you, shit fire. But so we started talking about bringing shit like that. But then this week, they kind of come to a conclusion, like instead of everybody bringing stuff and risking contamination and outside germs, that they were going to order food from one place and keep it simple like that. So I was like, hey, that's easy for me. I don't gotta slave and make sure I don't poison my. Because listen, I take a risk when I bring food in. I taste the shit out of that joint because I was like, the last thing I want is somebody eat my shit and then they get sick, or eat my shit and it's nasty.
Yeah.
So I eat the first piece of I will never bring nothing to Pilot that I haven't eaten myself. But so I don't have to deal with that, thankfully, this year either. But most of the time, the people at my job at this point, people that can't cook, they don't cook. They just order some shit. So, but we don't even have to worry about that. They gonna order the food and they're just gonna come to the office.
That's a smart, that's smart. Just order food and bring it in the office.
Yeah.
But
you're right. That's a plus of COVID.
Yeah. My job, people love to bring in food. They love to bring in and just leave it in the break room and just let it be sitting in the air.
And just let it be sitting in the air.
You know, so I'm glad I don't have to be subjected to that. You know, some people do cook fire food. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the people that cook fire food, but that's probably like 30% of the time. Like, but I also know at this point who I can trust, who's gonna bring the fire food.
Yes.
And I also know that if it's made from a Black person, I'm more likely to. I don't know. Maybe that's my race. That's like my bias. Like if I know it's from a Black person, I'm more likely to eat their food versus
But you know what? Does this go back to slavery? Because Black people did a lot of cooking for the white people, right? Yeah. So even white people trust Black people food. But it's like, I don't think that they have really developed, like, if you're not from like a Italian family or a Greek family or a, you know what I'm saying? I don't think any other food in Europe really tastes that good. What else? German food ain't fire.
You said Italian. You said
Italian, Greek. That's it, right?
That's probably about it.
French got some good food.
French. I mean, I ate some good French food. I don't know. Like French food is good.
Yeah. So, but if you don't really got them roots, say you're an American white person, what's your go-tos? Like,
I mean, that's the age-old funny comedy story. What do white people cook? What
is your food that America with hot dogs, hamburgers?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Funny story. Like, so when I was in France for school, there was a culture day, and it was like 3 Americans, me and my man Andrew, my man Nick. We were the Americans, and we had to represent America for culture day, and we had to make a dish, or not make a dish, but you had to cook food for to show your culture. And so I'm Black. Andrew is he's Asian, and Nick he's Indian American, Asian American, and Indian American. So like all of our traditional dishes are very ethnic in terms of American. So it was one of those times like, what is American? Like, so we came up with hamburgers and hot dogs. So we cooked hamburger and hot dog because that's, I guess, quote unquote American, right? Because like I can cook Black food. You know, Andrew has Asian American dishes you can cook, and Nick had Indian American dishes we can cook. But like, we had to think about what is quote unquote American, aka what is quote unquote white, and that's a conversation we could have too about like American culture is not white culture is not American culture. Mm-hmm. American culture is every other type of culture.
Yeah, everything else everybody brought over here.
Yeah, because I don't think American culture, I don't think white culture is very cultural. Like if you want to get really into it, if you think about American culture, you think of being a brash American, yeehaw, and drinking Bud
Cowboy. Cowboy is really American. Cowboy culture. Like being on the frontier.
What did cowboys eat?
Fucking beans.
Beans, right? No one wants to fucking eat beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you think about 4th of July, what do? We barbecue. hamburgers and hot dogs, but everybody, especially when you have three ethnic people, or three minorities trying to represent America, it's like, oh, we didn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Like when we barbecue, we had black barbecue. I mean, you have a couple hamburgers and hot dogs, but it's ribs, it's sides, green beans, mac and cheese, potato salad, like. And I don't know exactly, and since my other two classmates were of other minorities, they have other customs that they have for their holidays too. It's like, it was funny at the point where we all looked at each other like, oh, we got to be as white as possible, so they understand.
Yeah, just this hot dog hamburger. Keep it simple.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. It made me realize that there has to be a discussion about,
bullshit. Listen, I heard I had a potluck. It wasn't a potluck nightmare, but it was like when I knew whose food not to eat. This one lady used to work at the office, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this chicken's been in my fridge since April, but it should be okay." Like,
it's chicken November. Been in the refrigerator since April, not in the freezer.
That's what she said, freezer. So first of all, shit gonna get freezer burned. Yeah, it's just been in your fucking fridge. So I'm like, it's like, oh, this chicken will be, and just that. Even if it wasn't true, that little joke was like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat your chicken. You know what I'm saying? And then, nobody even wanted to claim this shit. Somebody tried to make deviled eggs, and I swear all they did was take the yolk out, mix it up, and then put the yolk right back in. This was just an egg. It wasn't even no deviled egg, bro. Like, I was like, yo, they didn't
you didn't even taste the mayonnaise or like,
bro. They literally had, it was the nastiest deviled egg I had. I said, and this is what I'm saying. Did you not eat this before you gave this to people?
I think that's the situation where we get potlucks really fucked up, or like potlucks really go wrong because, like you said, they don't taste the food before they just package it and put it in the refrigerator and take it to work.
That's even chefs in restaurants. They be like, okay, this is ready to go to the table. Like, what the?
I don't think they do that, bro.
Listen, when I have my business and if we decide to do a potluck, I'm gonna sit people just like they have all these dumbass meetings now in office buildings. I'm gonna have a potluck meeting. Listen, if you don't know how to cook, you don't have a recipe, ask someone for a recipe and stick to the fucking recipe.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong by ordering food.
Listen, and thank God I had people on my job that did that too. He was like, listen, this place over here got good chicken. I'm gonna order all my chicken from this place. Bet. But it's like motherfuckers always want to try to improvise some shit and don't try nothing for the first time at a fucking potluck. If you ain't never made this shit before, why are you gonna try it out on us?
I don't get it,
bro. You putting apricots and raisins and fruit and nuts in potato salad. What are you doing? Potato salad
is that the disconnect between the minority, let's say black community and the white community?
I don't know, but I'm gonna make sure I connect it because I refuse at my company to have motherfuckers in there trying to poison people. And look, if you don't know, I'll even go as far as I'm gonna print out cooking safety procedures. No pets. You gotta sanitize your cooking space, clean, because you gotta be really dumb. You gotta really dumb it down for the population. Because I bet there's some people that's like, oh, it's okay that I lick the spoon. No, don't lick the spoon.
No, not if you're what? Come on, son.
You're serving it to other people. Like, no, I just licked it. It was just me. I don't care if you, bro. The tasting spoon is not the spoon that you put back in the pot. If you taste something with a spoon, that's your tasting spoon. You put it, you wash it out, and you get another spoon if you want to taste the shit again. It's simple, bro. I remember at home ec, they taught us this shit. I'm like, I'm not putting my finger in shit either. Like, I know some chefs, they be like, oh, but I ain't no fucking chef. I'm a home cook. So I'm keeping it clean. I'm keeping it clean as fucking possible. Shit. Listen, people, if you ever eat anything made by me, I follow every single cleaning code and sanitary thing. I could wash the chicken and the meat. I made sure it was cooked all the way through.
That's been debated.
Motherfucker said, I seen somebody say, oh, I made some rare chicken. You can't
make
chicken rare. It's not steak. It's not beef. That shit will kill you.
Yeah, I honestly think you shouldn't eat anything rare. Like,
but see now,
medium rare, like steak, you can go medium rare. It's still a little cooked, but rare to me seems like this shit is still breathing.
What about sushi? You like sushi?
That's raw.
Okay, so you're fine with raw, but not rare.
Yeah, like when it comes to actual meat, like chicken, steak, pork, or whatever, it should be cooked a little bit. Fish you can eat raw, for some reason. You can't eat. You can't eat steak raw.
I mean, you shouldn't. You will die.
You'll die.
Listen, all the people that want to eat steak raw, go ahead and do that. Let me know how that goes after you get out of the hospital. Remember Osmosis Jones?
Yes.
That's why I feel like
we need him. We need him right now. Honestly.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the character. The body was the dude who was Bill Murray. Osmosis Jones was Chris Rock. I'm talking about Osmosis Jones, the white guy who got sick because he was just nasty. I think that's a lot of people. But
I was talking about we need. That's the nigga that's gonna save us from COVID.
Osmosis Jones, yeah,
he'll get the job done, nigga.
Yes,
he'll get the fucking job done.
Fucking nasty, like bro, like, and it's crazy that I'm gonna do more investigation. I want to talk about this later because I've heard a lot of Hotep black people say that we taught the white people how to bathe and how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to investigate that a little more. I want to investigate because listen, they had the Black Plague in motherfucking Europe and all that shit, the bubonic plague and all that shit, because they didn't motherfucking know how to be sanitary. So I'm just saying.
They're still not sanitary. So
every disease that's in Africa was brought over by the white man.
They didn't learn their lesson, but that's a different stuff. You know what? We don't need to go there right now.
Yeah, no need to go there. But yes, thank God, no potlucks because of COVID.
One good W because of COVID, but it'll be back. It'll be back in full form if shit go back to normal. It's gonna be on higher levels.
Bro, I love free meals from work all the time.
Come on, we went to school. We went to college. Niggas love a free meal. You gonna feed me for lunch and I don't gotta pay for lunch? I can finesse and take this. I can finesse and find a way to hide this so I can take it back home for dinner.
Oh, listen, I got a small office now, so listen. We be eating that food throughout the week. The rest of the week, I ain't got to bring lunch. So all I got to do is pay $12 to make my dish, and then I eat for the week. I love it. But not if you motherfuckers want to be nasty.
We just got to be sanitary. I just want to be sanitary. I ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. And shout out to one last thing about food. I don't know if you've seen the video. The Asian dude was watching the girl make fried rice.
Nah.
There's a dude called Uncle Roger. He got a YouTube channel. He's an Asian dude. I believe he's Chinese. And he's Chinese or Korean. And he was trying to tell people, he was watching the video of this woman on the BBC, the British News, make fried rice. And she made the worst. First of all, when you make rice, if you fuck up the rice, it's kind of hard to fix rice. When you undercook it or you overcook it, it's done. You can't really use the rice.
Start a new pot, baby.
You gotta start a new pot of rice. But he basically flamed the shit out of this white lady and this Indian lady who was British and this white man who was British for not knowing how to make proper fried rice. She ended up straining the rice because she added too much water, and like he was losing his fucking mind over how poorly they prepared the fried rice. I recommend anybody go watch the video. It's a very funny video, but I think it speaks to a lot of what people do. If you don't really know how to make some shit, do not improvise.
Yeah.
There's too much internet. Get your ass on the internet, find a good recipe, watch the motherfucker, and make the shit. And matter of fact, make it twice before you serve it to somebody else. Please.
Yeah.
I hate cooking, but through this quarantine, it has forced me to cook more because I get tired of making the same thing. I gotta find new recipes. I gotta make different shit because I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna eat the same shit for 6 months. So I have made myself learn how to cook different shit. And guess what? It usually took me 3 times to get the shit right.
Let me ask you a question. You say you hate cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't you feel a certain satisfaction though when you cook the new recipe and it's fire?
Now that is the payoff. But what about
this shit fire?
But what about the first 2 times I made it when it wasn't good? Bro, I did some shit the other day and I feel so stupid for this. I was making mac and cheese. I learned how to make mac and cheese, like baked mac and cheese. Yeah. So my ass, I had to make the cheese sauce and the roux and all that shit. I'm making that, right? Put the flour, the milk, cheese, I do that, but my dumb ass forgets to cook the noodles. So I add the uncooked noodles to the sauce, and then I put it in the pan, and I put it in the oven, and I'm like, yo, something wrong. And I was like, yo, fuck, I forgot to cook the noodles.
Yeah. So that joint probably was just hard.
It was just hard noodles in the joint. So I had to throw the shit out. I had to go to the store, buy more noodles, cook it, buy more cheese, buy more milk, and then remake it all. Because my dumb ass forgot to cook the noodles before I put it in the cheese sauce in the pan. So, you know, but I really don't like cooking, bro. I hate the process, but it is a payoff when you make some shit that's fire.
Okay. Listen, teachers on. I love cooking. You know, it's like it's something about it. Like you fended it, you made it your own. You made something of your own, and if somebody gives you the satisfaction of saying it's good,
that is a good feeling. But I hate everything. I hate the process. I hate measuring shit. I hate fucking watching the stove. I hate watching the oven. I hate putting the timer on. I hate cleaning up after. I don't like it. I don't.
What kind of wine you got there, sir? What kind of wine you got there?
This is some Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc? That's a good one too.
From the Isle of Barefoot.
Sauvignon Blanc is good too.
I'm a Riesling guy myself, but
got the Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio from Vendange. This is cheap. It's only like $8, but you know, does the job.
I had to get something. I had to wet my beak a little bit.
Okay, listen. What we got for this week in terms of topics, man? You know, let's keep the show rolling.
This wasn't a bad weekend in the world. You know, it was a lot of entertaining things to distract us from the doom and gloom and the world on fire and all this shit is going on. Big news, man. I'm a big NBA fan. The NBA draft was this week, and the NBA, what is it? The trade deadline? Not trade deadline.
Free agency.
Free agency opened up. So it's been a lot of moves going on. You know, it was a quarantine season last year. We got a new date for the start of the 2021 season, which is in December, really soon. Quick turnaround from what just happened. And the NBA draft was lit. You know what I'm saying? Dot's team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, picked number 1. They picked not Anthony Edwards. What's his first name?
That's his name, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, yes. I was thinking of Anthony Bennett because didn't they pick him number 1 overall one time?
No, the Cavs did.
Anthony Bennett.
Cavs did.
Okay, and the Cavs did, right. So the draft happened. LaMelo Ball went third. Not LaMelo. LaGello. His name's Jello.
No, it's LaMelo.
LaMelo. You know, this nigga, all the names start with an L. That shit's
LaGello went. LaGello's the second brother.
But it's crazy. Jello was.
Or no. It's LiAngelo.
But they call him Jello.
Yeah.
LiAngelo was supposed to be on the Oklahoma City Thunder's G League team, but he didn't ever got to play for them because COVID happened. But so the draft happened. Number 1 went Anthony Bennett. Number 2 went James Wiseman. 3 went Ball. I would say the first 5 picks. Patrick Williams went to Chicago. Isaac Okoro went to Cleveland. A lot of shit happened, man. A lot of trades on the day of the draft. And for little sports nerds like us, you know what I'm saying, niggas who ain't in the league, it's fun to just watch and see how the compensation work, who gets traded for who, trip picks and all shit like that. And my team, especially the team I follow, we've been racking up picks like a motherfucker. Like they traded Russell Westbrook last year to Houston, and we got picks for him. And then we got a lot of picks from other teams for other players. We got Chris Paul. We traded him for picks. We sent him to the Suns. And it's just been a lot going on. And people are getting the bag too, man. A lot of players are moving around, and even some standing in the same place and getting max deals. And I first heard about super max deals through this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is a super max? That's when a nigga get paid over $200 million.
Yeah.
So, you know, how did you feel about the draft? How'd your team do?
So the Nuggets, I'm a Denver Nuggets fan. I think we are one of the teams that niggas continue to sleep on, especially in terms of our drafting, right? So this year, our first round pick was a
Zeke Nnaji.
Yeah, he was a young brother from
Arizona.
Yeah. So that's a good backup for Jokic. He's an athletic center.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know much about Zeke Nnaji, to be honest. But I do like that we drafted RJ Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
RJ Hampton.
So how did y'all get him? Because it says he got picked after.
Yeah, we traded for the pick that I forgot who picked him, but it was like a trade and swap or whatever. So we traded trade and swap or whatever. So or draft and swap or whatever. So they drafted team that originally drafted for him. I can't remember the team at the top of my mind.
It was the Bucks.
So we had like a deal with them. So we would give them like our trade, and we would take if we wanted their trade, if we wanted their draft, we'll take it and we'll give them the swap. So we took RJ Hampton. So what that is, that's a great. RJ Hampton was like if for people that don't really watch like high school basketball, RJ Hampton and LaMelo Ball were like in the same draft class, but like they were ranked like 1 and 2 in terms of point guards. Mm-hmm. So they both went over to Australia to play pro ball.
Yes.
RJ Hampton was really highly regarded. I don't know how he slipped so far because he got injured or whatnot. But at the moment, if he plays out to be the player that people ranked him earlier in his high school career to be, he will be a great backup and maybe a starting point guard. We move Jamal to a 2. We have or he plays, I have a small lineup, but he can hoop. Right?
Yeah.
Give him time. But I think that what we did right now is to solidify our back end in terms of centers. I think Bobo will maybe come in to be a good power forward, stretch forward.
It's crazy. You're a power forward at 7. How's all these? 7 foot, 7'1"?
Bobo's 7 foot, 7'3", 7'2", something like that.
Almost
7'2".
But see, it's crazy that you try to say y'all slept on because y'all were top 3 in the West last year, top 2 in the West the year before, went to the Western Conference Finals this year. You know what I'm saying? And I think y'all have,
Go ahead.
Y'all have steadily, through the draft and through player development, Jamal Murray, Jokic, just call nigga Joker.
Yeah.
Y'all gotten better, and like y'all are a force in the West. And if Murray could continue to hoop at the level he's hooping, y'all have a all-star starter on your hands. So
I think it's one of those things like we are a good team, right? But we don't have no scary superstar yet.
Murray's on his way.
Murray's on his way. Like, but it's like Murray ain't Kawhi. He not LeBron. He not AD.
Yeah, he's not in the top 10 yet.
Yeah. So like that's what I think that we really are missing is like another solidified third scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Like give this man the ball, he's gonna get a bucket. Because if we don't have a top 10 player like some of these super teams do, it's gonna be hard to compete in a star-driven league when
y'all go up against fucking Anthony Davis and LeBron.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is. Because like that's it. They the champs. They're number 1 in the West. That's who everybody got to go up against. But in other news, just to round up the NBA joint, a lot of some big names have been involved in things. James Harden turned down a $50 million extension.
$50 million.
$50 million. Who you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton?
50.
But
$50 million of them things.
So James Harden wants out of Houston. He says he wants to go to the Brooklyn Nets to play with Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and for Steve Nash. So it seems like he is still under contract for 2 more years. I think he got 3 years left, whatever. He's still under contract. So he can't, he's not a free agent. He can't just go in there on his own, but he's trying to force his hand and force them to move him because he says he's not going to be happy. It seems like he's not going to be happy. That's big. The Warriors have lost Klay Thompson. This was on draft night. It was reported that he injured his leg. They didn't know what it was. I think the day after it was reported that he tore his Achilles. I think it's on the opposite leg of where he tore his ACL, but he's out for the season again. So The Warriors, who were poised to return with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, they had a top 2 pick. They traded the Oklahoma City Thunder for Kelly Oubre, who is a emerging player who did really well last year with the Suns. Klay Thompson got hurt. That's big. And then a lot of people got the bag. And like
you wouldn't even
these
think
numbers,
it was a recession, boy.
Bro, you wouldn't even know, bro. A lot of dudes get in the bag. You say Van Fleet with Toronto, he stayed put. A lot of Knicks fans wanted him to go to the Knicks. He got $85 million, I think, over 3 or 4 years. Maybe 5 years, who knows? But $85 million deal. The biggest ones to us was Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
We gonna talk about his white privilege. But shit, it ain't much white privilege in the league that's mostly black, but he got some. He turned out his option, his option with the Celtics to become a free agent, and he signed with the Charlotte Hornets, who drafted Ball, number 3, and he got $120 million. Googly.
Let's give a little background, right? So for Gordon Hayward, for our listeners, he's a white small forward in the NBA.
He 6'7", small forward, good shooter.
Yeah, he's average.
Not
average.
Crazy athletic, but he had all-star season in Utah, which got him a lot of leverage, and he moved to Boston where he got a big deal because he was an all-star. Mm-hmm. He led the Jazz to some playoff wins, things of that nature. He went to Boston, got the bag, but what happened?
Unfortunately, he broke his leg. First game of the season versus the Miami Heat. He broke his Miami?
Broke his ankle. It was against the Heat, or was it? I was watching the game.
No, it was the Cavs because he was playing. Because the meme is of Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade was playing for the Cavs at the time. So it's for the Cavs. So he
it was like the first game of the season.
Broke his leg. You know what I'm saying? That's a year and a half rehabilitation, right?
Bro, he snapped his ankle. His ankle was leaning.
Yeah,
very gruesome.
It's always one of those like you don't want to look at the fucking TV type of injuries, right? So he comes back, he rehabilitates, he comes back, perfect, comeback story for let's say athlete. And then he comes back and he continues to be mediocre. It's not like he came back and he was putting up 30 points a game or, he was an impact player or, he helped the Boston Celtics team win a championship or something like that. Like he was very mediocre. So for him to get his deal, this is where I'm conflicted, right? I always want to tell niggas, I want to tell black men get their money, right? I want to tell black athletes get their money, regardless of how people feel about the production. Like, get that money, black man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel bad. I don't want to tell him to get that money.
Because he's white?
Yeah, like he was very mediocre. He was mediocre after he came back. And for him to get a 4-year,
$120 million.
That's $30 million a year.
Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. Listen, and I'm reading this. I got this joint put up right now. But if you think about it, the Hornets have overpaid a lot of people. They overpaid
Michael fucking Jordan.
Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan is their general manager, owner. I don't think he's general manager. He's their owner. They overpaid Kit Gilchrist, Nicholas Batum, Cody Zeller, Terry Rozier. And Terry Rozier, they just got from the Celtics and overpaid his ass. And he wasn't even the best player on that fucking team last year. So they giving him 4 years, $120 million. Gordon Hayward is crazy because the whole talk when he turned down that option, and he turned like a $16 million option. Like he was getting 16 M's from the Celtics for just renewing, for just re-upping. But he said, nah, I'm going to go test the waters. And he tested the waters and he hit with the motherfucking Charlotte Hornets, bro. Crazy, bro. I'm talking, and that's probably the biggest contract that's been given out during this whole free agency right now. Like, Danilo Gallinari went, just to say the other name, Danilo Gallinari got 3 years, $60 million from the Hawks. Christian Wood from the Pistons got 3 years, $40 from the Rockets. Serge Ibaka, I don't know what he got, but Montrezl Harrell got 2 years, $16 million from the Lakers. Like I said, Van Fleet got 4 years, $85 million. Rajon got 2 years, $16 million from the Hawks. Joe Harris, another white boy, he got 4 years, $75 million from the Nets. And hometown, the Wizards gave Davis Bertans 5 years, $80 million. So the bag is getting spread around. And y'all lost Jeremy Grant to the Pistons. They gave him 3 years, $60 million. And then a lot of people got extensions. Huh?
That's $20 million a year.
3 years, $60 million. And he used to be a Thunder. He used to be a Thunder player too. So
like I can't tell nobody now what they worth, but jeez.
But son, the market is crazy because it's like in sports, we see people just bust the market. Like you could tell like they're overvalued, but for some reason they get paid this money and ain't nothing you can do about it. And De'Aaron Fox with the Kings, he got $63 million.
He got a bag.
$163 million extension. So that's probably the biggest deal. $163 million extension, but like they need to keep a star in Sacramento because ain't nobody fucking like Sacramento is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Since it's been and just Tristan Thompson, the great black man and the loyal. You know what I'm saying? You cheat on white women, they don't make you disloyal. He got signed to the Celtics. I believe he got like a 2 year, $16 million deal, something like that. Pretty well for himself. So niggas is getting the bag, bruh. Jordan Clarkson too got 4 years, $50 million. And I don't think Jordan Clarkson is that great of an impact player, but he did ball out in the bubble and help the Jazz see something.
Listen, you know, I tweeted this. You know how crazy 2020 is? This nigga Jordan Clarkson in the bubble had braids.
Sick. It was so. You know this was fake hair too, right?
Huh?
You know that was fake hair.
I know. This is where I'm going. He had braids for one game, maybe 2 games, and then the next day he took his braids out and he had a regular haircut. And we talked about it for one day, and something else happened. Like that is egregious. That is egregious. You cannot just come on with full braids and then take him out with now you got a Caesar. That's egregious.
Bro, I think it has a lot to do with the money, him being rich and black. Because you can't tell her. You can't listen. Athletes notoriously have bad hair.
Yeah.
Let's just put that on the table. Some athletes have good hairline, strong. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Joe Johnson. Had one of the best hairlines, best waves in the NBA for a long time. He represented for Dark Skin Brothers. But niggas, athletes do a lot of weird, huh?
He still got good hairline.
Good hairline, and but like for you to have hair extensions, and he was going to the bubble barber.
Yeah.
To take your hair extensions out. It's Mazel Talks podcast. We have a love-hate relationship with the hair enhancements and the Beijing and the hair pieces and things like that. It's just like, live your truth. Let's leave some shit for the women to do. It's fine for men to be men. And when you start blurring the line shit, you ain't Prince. You feel me? You're Jordan Clarkson.
Yes.
But, who am I to tell anybody to do it themselves? But we're going to call it weird. I thought it was funny. It definitely, I was like, yo, how does it? It was even funnier. Not that he went back to the waves, but I remember because Jordan Clarkson was on that workout video run. He was trying to show that he could hoop through the workout videos.
Yeah.
And it was like, he just popped. I was like, yo, this nigga never had no fro. This nigga just had long hair. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And I blame Fetty Wap for a lot of this.
He's a good source. He's a good scapegoat for this.
I blame Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap, that's why, listen, I don't want to talk about black men in a bad way, but I think that has something to do with the demise of his career. When you just add dread extensions to your shit. Did we not watch How High? Remember How High? When nigga said, he said, you ain't got dreads, bitch. He said, I just got these extensions put in today. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga ended up smoking himself to death. So I'm just saying, whose footsteps do you want to follow in? I want to follow in.
2020 is wild.
I want to follow in Gordon Hayward's footsteps and get $120 million over 4 years after I break my ankle.
That's mediocre. Mediocre.
Let's see how much he averaged a year. Just to give this will be our last NBA thing. Let's just see how much he averaged last year. I believe it was around 15 points a game.
I give you 12.
12? I thought you said Gordon Hayward. And he was one of the few good white players. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of good white players in the NBA, especially all-stars. 17.5 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. That is a good bench player. That is a good role player, not a max player.
Good. Making.
He got the same birthday as my dad, March 23rd.
Thank you for making the categories, bench versus role star players.
He's definitely a starter, but 120 million, bro. It's a lot of people better than him that ain't making that much money. A lot of people, bro. Jeremy Grant is better than Gordon Hayward.
I don't think Kyrie or KD making that type of money. Not
the
for
Hawks,
a year.
Yeah, man. It's not the Hawks, but yeah, it's NBA. It's been a lot going on, a lot of trades, a lot of swaps, a lot of contracts. So it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to the new season because I don't give a fuck about football because the Cowboys is garbage. And did they even win today? I know they played.
They're playing right now. I don't really care.
Okay, no one cares. But moving on along, we're gonna talk about something that might be an abomination, borderline abomination. DJ Nasty, I guess he do a lot of remixes of songs and stuff. He remixed Kirk Franklin's was it Brighter Day?
There's no
I think it's Brighter Day. Rain down.
Yeah.
Fall. Whatever. Not whatever. A classic gospel song from the late 90s, early 2000s. Kirk Franklin is a legend in the gospel field, and that song is inspired, bro. That's one of like gospel. That's a part of the gospel mix. Like if you're trying to turn up, it's a gospel mix that will have you in the spirit.
Melodies from Heaven would do it. It would do it.
And Kirk Franklin got like 7 out of 10 of the jumps that's gonna get you there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And early on, and I just want to say is early on in Kirk Franklin's career, they challenged him, especially people in the church. They challenged him for making secular sounding gospel music. So he took a lot of heat for the sound that he created within gospel music, but he never strayed from the message of praising God and Jesus, and especially when it comes to Christianity. But DJ Nasty took that and he made it a strip club song, talking about raining down dollars. And no, the mix wasn't bad. No, it doesn't sound horrible. But I feel like it might be a little bit disrespectful. How do you feel about
it? You know what? I'm always here for you flipping. I'm here for sampling, right? Because sampling, well, no, actually, I'm in between about sampling because we've had those conversations about sampling and whatnot. If it's done
Melodies
right,
from Heaven is the name of the song. My bad.
Yeah, Melodies from Heaven. I just think gospel samples shouldn't be sampled unless you're doing something uplifting in your song. Like, that's the definition of sacrilegious. The song is so pure about
melodies
from heaven coming down to rain on you, you know what I'm saying, for your blessings, so you can, you know what I'm saying, feel the Lord's blessings on you. I don't think you really need to put it on for strip club joint, like what a big booty joint on the cover art.
Bro, it's a woman.
It's a little bit distasteful for me.
It's a woman holding an umbrella with dollars coming on top of the umbrella, standing with her back towards the camera, with her booty. I was gonna say posterior. Posterior is right? Her posterior.
Yeah.
Protruding. She got on the thong and some thigh-high boots. It's just like, you know what it is? I said this when we was talking about before. it's just put some blasphemy on top of the world going to hell already. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2020. We got COVID. We had Trump. We in a recession. You might as well go ahead and make a gospel song, a strip club song, because we all going to hell anyway. Well, they going to hell. I ain't going to hell.
It's a little distasteful for me. A little bit distasteful. I can understand people having outrage for it. But when this guy DJ Luke Nasty, he's probably the Walmart version of Tory Lanez. Like, he makes every song he does is a sample of something, right? Mm-hmm. And even though Tory Lanez does have music that he's created on his own that's not a sample, so that's why DJ Luke Nasty is a Walmart version of Tory Lanez, right? So it's like, okay, maybe you're just trying to shock the world, you know what I'm saying? You know, on social media, if you catch a little viral moment, you're gonna go live, you're gonna get people to listen to your music and shit like that. He's done samples of shit before. I don't know, man. When you touch the GOAT, when you touch the gospel GOAT, people gonna feel a little way.
Yeah, man. It's just like there gotta be a line somewhere, but like,
especially what you're sampling it for. What you sampling it for? Like, if you're sampling it like a gospel song and your song is uplifting, there wouldn't be an issue.
I'm gonna tell you this right now: the strip club culture is real. There's no doubting that it is real. It's a big business. It drives hip hop. It's a staple in the South. It's real. But there's been moments when I've been in that space where I'll be like, this shit is pointless. You feel me?
9 times out of 10.
There's times where
you're gonna get that a lot in hip hop.
It's and let's just be honest, because we talk about spirituality in this podcast. That feeling, that those nights in the strip clubs are not fulfilling to your soul, to your spirit. It's really draining when you think about what's happening. It might give you a temporary high or a temporary feeling of whatever, but it's not sustained, and it does not last. Even for the dancers know. We just watched the whole P Valley. The whole thing about P Valley was that this ain't forever. This is something that's temporary, and if you're gonna bring some spirituality to it, that is probably the most earthly, exploitive industry in the world. The clubs exploit the shit out of those women. Yes, some of them make good money, but it really does nothing to feed your soul, the strip club, at all. It's all earthly, worldly desire. That's it. There's nothing of substance in the strip club. I'm sorry. Yep. You might find a person in there that might be of substance, but the culture and everything surrounding it is not. And to take, and I'm going to do it, and to take a gospel song that's all about encouragement, getting you through a hard time, uplifting your spirit and soul, and to take it and to put it into making it, and more than the song, the graphic that he put out behind it.
Yeah, that was where people were catching it a little bit.
It's like, what is sacred? If you ask the internet, nothing. Anything pure can be flipped and turned and manipulated and brought down to nothing. So it's like, really, you gotta ask yourself. I mean, everybody gonna do what they want to do. People gonna listen to the song. People not gonna listen to the song. But I choose. I don't listen to all gospel music all day long. I do listen to rap music, but I draw the line for myself about my morality of what I listen to or not. So everyone can do it for themselves, man. It's just, what is sacred? If you ask the internet, nothing.
Yeah.
There is no line. And you're gonna have to find a line for yourself. So DJ Nasty, that's what you decided to do. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Moving along, we're gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, we've been dealing with this pandemic and all that stuff. A lot of protests been going on. The protests, I don't believe they still stop. You know, this protests still going on every day. But one of the big ones that happened, and I believe it was Kenosha. What state is that in?
Wisconsin.
Yes. When they shot James Blake in the back. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It was a incident after that. Everybody should know this name. 17-year-old named Kyle Rittenhouse was out there, says he was trying to help the community, protect people, was out there with an automatic weapon, ended up killing 2 people. He just got bonded out. $2 million bond.
Run that back one more time.
Kyle Rittenhouse, Kenosha,
no.
Wisconsin.
What was his bond?
$2 million.
$2 million.
$2 million. But from what I know, I don't think this kid comes from that wealthy a family. Maybe he does. But I believe there was a crowdfunding, whatever,
it's
about
crowdsourced.
To get him to pay for his bond. The 17-year-old killed 2 people, $2 million bond, and I could smell all over this white privilege. I could smell all over this. You know what I'm saying? If you white, it's all right, because I know for a fact if a 17-year-old black kid was walking around with an automatic weapon, his ass probably would have been shot before his ass even made it 1 block by himself. But for a 17-year-old kid to go to a town he's not from, talking about he's helping out the police, and end up shooting 2 people, whether it's in self-defense or not, that's for the court to decide. I just know that the treatment under the law for black people is so different from it that it is for white people. And this is another case. That motherfucker probably would have never got no bond if it was a black kid.
That's the fact, bro.
And you could say whatever you want to say about it. First of all, this is in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, it went blue? Didn't it go blue in the past election? I think it did.
Let's take a look. Or keep talking.
Yeah, so, but regardless, I'm saying, like, the justice system, we know how it treats people. And the first, I believe my brother Dot tweeted, Kalief Browder. If you've seen the documentary, it's one of the most heart-touching, tear-jerking documentaries you'll ever read. This kid spent 2 years in solitary confinement, probably 2+ years. Don't quote me on the numbers, but he spent years in solitary confinement over stealing a backpack. This kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, killed 2 people and is out on bond over allegedly stealing a backpack, Kalief Browder. And all the mental anguish and all the things that Kalief dealt with, he ended up taking his own life. Kyle Rittenhouse, he gonna have to deal with what he did, but guess what? He's free. And it's just, listen, you can smell it I can smell this all just like Botham Jean, when that white cop came into his house and killed him in his own house, got sentenced to 5 years. You know she's gonna be out in 5 years. She got sentenced to 10. She's gonna be out in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's got the same thing written all over it. Whatever sentence he do get is gonna be light. It's gonna be a slap on the wrist, and this kid is gonna get another chance to walk around and live. But they throw away black kids for a quarter of the same thing, and it's just we see it coming. It's coming, and shit. I think it needs to be more protests and riots if that shit happen.
Wisconsin went blue, but I don't mean shit.
It don't.
But yeah, it's sickening, bro. The nigga, if you want to keep 100, the boy, Kyle Rittenhouse.
He's not even from the state, bro. He's from Illinois.
He's from Illinois. So he traveled across state lines to be a militia for something that he has no reason to be about, to be in. Killed 2 people with an semi-automatic rifle. And I'm not 100% sure the gun laws in Illinois, but I would bet pretty good money that you shouldn't be having a fucking AR-15 at 17 years old. He's not even 18 yet. Okay? So this is a child running around with AR-15, protecting shit he hasn't even really fully experienced. He doesn't even know what the fuck going on, or even been old enough to understand what the fuck going on, that he's just so wide-eyed and ready to go that he's ready to travel. Who the fuck traveled him across state lines to do that shit? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just saying, like, whiteness works very well, and it continues to work. It continues to do what it needs to do. But yeah, like you said, for like Kalief Browder, black man that got falsely accused and was poor was not able to come up with the bail to get out of jail. sat in prison for 3 years, but this guy that they crowdsourced for murdering 2 people, 2 unarmed people. I can't remember. I don't know if they might play the self-defense role, but I know for a fact them 2 people didn't have guns in their hands or knives or anything like that. They might have been charging at him, but he let off the leg. He let off, and 2 people is free. So America continues to work just the way it's supposed to work. So I just want people to understand what's going on. It's not a blue or a red thing. It's not a Republican or a Democrat thing, bro.
Bro, it's just a way you get treated. It's just a way you get treated, bro. Like that color, that skin color just seems to convict you and work completely against you.
Oh, it works overtime. It works overtime, bro.
It works like, oh, they'll listen. They ain't never said nothing about this kid's grades. I bet, listen, if was a black kid, they know his grades. They know about any discipline.
Come on, bro. Come on, you telling the truth. Why you so loud right now?
Anything, any trouble he ever got, and say he got suspended in the 4th grade, they would know about it.
Yeah.
Say he forgot to pay for his lunch one day and stole some lunch, they would know about it. This kid is just, and it's the way the media works. It's the way the system works more than anything. It's like we see it coming, but what can we do about it? Like, what can really be done? This kid could get off. No, listen, I'm not talking about throwing away his life. He killed 2 people. They throw away black kids' lives for nothing.
0
in the system. Give them football numbers. I'm sorry, can I not to make it funny, but that's one of my favorite hood sayings too. They be like, they gave him football numbers. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that pass. Our hood saying, our hood sayings segment, but it's like they give kids football numbers for armed robberies or assaults, and this kid murdered 2 people. They didn't have no guns.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not talking about throwing away his life. I'm just talking about equal treatment, bro. Like, they talking about justice is blind. They real live need to make it to where judges and juries cannot see the people that they are prosecuting or that have charges brought up against them. They do not need to. You don't need to see what these people look like. All you need to do is hear the stories, hear the facts of the case. It shouldn't matter what color, but guess what? The bias is already in motion once they lay eyes on this little white kid.
Yep.
I don't even know if it's little. See, I already did it. Once they lay eyes on this white boy.
It's a white man. You know how they do us?
Oh, you a man. Listen, you a dope, bro. 17. Khalif Browder was underage when he was. Bro, how old was Khalif Browder when he was injured? Bro, he was
16.
He was 16 at Rikers.
They charge him as an adult.
I'm just tired of this shit. And another story I just want to talk about real quick. There was a girl, I think I talked about on the podcast before. She ended up killing her newborn infant and buried her in their backyard. This blonde white girl is out of prison now. She killed her newborn baby and she's out of prison. She got convicted, but she didn't serve no jail time. She's out of jail. But I always remember this case. It was a black mother who sent her kid to a different school district. Lied about her address or whatever. Yeah. And that woman got years in prison.
Got 5.
This white girl kills her baby. And they're coming up with medical reasons why she submits to authority. It's a psychological condition that she has to where she just, if anybody of authority, she automatically submits to them.
Black people are tired, bro. Fucking tired, bro.
Why do you think all this shit been going on through COVID? Ain't nobody got no time for this shit no more, man. Nobody has time to be dealing with the bullshit that they try to sell us, the lies. You trying to say that this country is free, whatever. Listen, I wasn't there that night when the kid shot somebody, but I do know that he's getting treated way better than any kid that was black would have got treated.
Fact.
They got pictures online of him shooting somebody. I'm looking at pictures right now of him aiming his fucking gun at people. Walking around on the street. Why are you bringing a gun? Why did you bring a gun?
You're not even from there. Like, son, that's like, I think we like like, come on, son, you're not even from there, my nigga. Like, what are you doing there? Like, it's not even your fight.
And he killed 2 people, but he shot more other people. They just didn't die.
Crazy to me, bro.
And I'm gonna pay close attention to this case. So he spent 2.5 months in custody on a murder charge and other counts. So he shot 3 people.
2 died.
2 died. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26. And I just had to make a note. They're not black.
It's not a good thing, but it's a good thing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate to, like play that card and just say, but it's like they can't unsee it. I can't unknow it. Fuck it.
What's next, bro?
Last time I checked, I was the man in these streets.
Oh, we about to get to it.
You know what I'm saying? Off-white bricks, white tan bricks, just hit a lick.
Oh, bricks.
It's balling like a bitch with all these bricks. Bricks. That's a hope. Want a bad bitch?
Gotta get a lick.
Bricks. But my favorite Gucci line is, "I'm a walking lick." That was just, if you don't know what I'm talking about Jeezy, Gucci had a versus battle. It went down. We see this man is still in his full fit for the battle. He has a blue bandana on. But when I tell you that was prime time, like I made sure that I was home. My verses were hooked up on my iPad. I was blasting through the speakers. I didn't care about the noise in my building. I listened to every round of that battle. I was there, locked in, and it was like probably one of the best escapes I've had in a long time. That shit was everything. I live tweeted that joint every single round. And I believe we thought, and it's crazy to me too, how fast it switched, because we talked about T.I. Jeezy the last podcast. Like we was preparing for that. And I don't know what happened with T.I. Do you know what happened with T.I.?
Nope. No one has come out with any news about why T.I.
So it just switched from T.I. to Gucci. And the fact that this shit even happened is amazing. If you know the history between these two men, the hit that was put out, the So Icy song, the death of Jeezy homie, like this shit is real beef.
Yes.
So the fact that they could even be in the same room together was crazy.
If this gave us context, they haven't been in the same room together since it happened. So it's been like 20 years.
20. Oh no! Shout out to one of my favorite parts of the battle when Jeezy was like, "Man, it's been damn near 20 years." Gucci was like, "It's been 15." Nigga knew exactly how long.
Yeah.
Nigga said, "Damn near 20." Nah, it's been 15. So you know what I'm saying? We know that it is no love lost. You know what I'm saying? It's a real street thing, rap thing that has been, you know what I'm saying, talked about for years. And the fact that this battle even happened is epic in itself. And it did not disappoint. You picked Jeezy. You picked Jeezy against T.I. I picked Jeezy against T.I. And we talked about this, but not on the podcast. I would have picked Jeezy against Gucci. And I guess round by round, it seems like Jeezy was the winner of the verses.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think we need to go through it, the songs per round.
I want to talk about a few though. I want to talk about a few.
I think there were some rounds that were closer than, as we look at the playlist again, there were some rounds that were closer than immediately we thought it was. I think Gucci, more on Gucci's side, but I know it on the Jeezy side. Gucci's strategy, if I'm just doing entertainment only, right? Gucci's strategy of harpering on the beef and continuing to diss Jeezy took away from his playlist of potential hits.
Yes, because he was definitely aiming his songs at Jeezy's neck.
Yeah.
So which I can't blame him for, because
sure. We'll get into that later. I think but I think if we're both Gucci fans, we we were in these streets, you know what I'm saying? We was outside. Gucci has a lot of mixtapes and a lot of things he could have played that are bigger hits than if we look at some of the later songs that he didn't play.
He could play the Nicki song.
And now if he played this hand of like continuing to diss Jeezy plus playing the fucking hits, he would have had a better shot of this at having a clear, concise win.
But let's say statistically, right? How many classic albums does Gucci have? I'll say one. Stay vs. Roger Davis.
Albums, yes, one.
Studio albums that were commercially released out to the people.
Yes, Roger.
Jeezy has how many?
Roger Davis album, whatever it's called. Stay vs. Roger Davis.
Stay vs. Roger Davis. And Jeezy, to be conservative, I'll say he got 3. He got Thug Motivation 101, Recession, TN 103.
I'll say TN 103 is a really good album. I want to call it a classic. It's a really good album.
Very good, commercially accepted albums.
Yeah.
And music industry wise, Jeezy has been a better commercial artist than Gucci.
Yes.
So in a versus battle, if you want to do hits that just numbers wise, Jeezy has a little bit of advantage.
Yeah.
But the whole point, and I think which kind of affected the strategy that Jeezy took, is that it's kind of perceived that Gucci got the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gucci got the hood. Every hood nigga, every dope boy, every trap nigga is picking Gucci over Jeezy a little bit. Now they're both loved, but it's like, who realer? It kind of feels like, especially, and let's not discount, he got a body in the streets. That's a strike. He has a known body that he beat. He got a self-defense body, which is the most respected body in the streets.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Not the most respected, but it's respected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got a body that everybody know about, that you can openly talk about. It give you a lot of cachet in the streets. So like, I feel like Jeezy, strategy-wise, Jeezy tried to like, you know what? Because I feel like Jeezy held back a little bit. Just like you said that thing about Gucci. I feel like Jeezy was trying to keep it as street as he tried to play his mixtape shit, his hood shit, his street shit, more than he was going to play his commercial, you know what I'm saying, chart topping shit. Because he wanted to meet Gucci where he at and beat him at what people might perceive Gucci is better at. That street shit. And but I loved it, man. I loved every moment. I was drunk. I scored, I live tweeted that bitch. I love seeing everybody talk about it. But there are 2 rounds that I want to talk to you about specifically. They say round 13. They say Heavy by Gucci versus Lost My Mind. This was I gave this to Gucci.
Okay.
Heavy, it's so heavy. Jet neck heavy. Somebody help me. My neck hurt. My chain heavy. Like, and then even listen to it. Like I said, I had this shit on the speaker in the crib. So I heard that bitch. I'm like, that shit just hit a little bit harder than Lost My Mind to me. Who'd you get that round to?
Initially, I gave it to Heavy.
Initially.
I wouldn't be, but when I think about Lost My Mind rang off.
That and also
in the clubs, in the we was outside. Terry, we was outside
and drinking.
And Lost My Mind rang off, bro.
Lost My Mind.
The Plies and the Drake version.
Heavy, I was smoking big weed. I was not drinking as much, but Lost My Mind, I was drunk. I was drinking.
Yeah.
And we say 103. Why y'all tripping? I'm just 12:45. About that
time. Like, come on, son. Like, Heavy is a classic street anthem. It just don't ring off like Lost My Mind, dude. So like I said, I initially gave it to Heavy.
Okay. And then and this is, I think we were actually split on this one. Round 17, Wasted versus Trap Star. I'm a TRAP. You know what? I might even be switching because that shit is hard.
He likes it.
And it's definitely, and And if we're going with the streetness, Wasted versus Trap Star, we know which song is more street.
Yeah.
Trap Star for sure is more street. But I don't know why. I feel like maybe it was the alcohol. Maybe because I was wasted. It's like when Wasted came on, I just remember, and also we was in the streets, we was in the field when Wasted was popping.
Yeah.
Probably freshmen in college out here getting drunk for the first time on our own. When Wasted come on, I don't like the white boys, but I do get, and you know, I also think, and there's a correlation.
Get wasted like the white boys.
Plies is on both of those two songs that Plies may not be at the top of the rap game, but he should be respected for what he's done. He was on Wasted and he was on Lost My Mind.
Yep.
So I could see giving the Trap Star, but just to say, I brought those two rounds up because it's a lot of joints that were toss-ups, and it's like bias gonna really take hold in this battle. But even with the bias, and I said I had a little bit more Gucci bias than Jeezy bias, even though I was a Jeezy fan before I was a Gucci fan, I could say that for sure. In 08, probably no, 07, 06, when Jeezy was out, I was a fan. But in 09, when Gucci came, like when I grabbed a hold of that music, Gucci was all I played. When I tell you, like,
but like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like he got in the dissing bag and didn't just stay in like I got hits bag. Like and if you want to stay in the hits bag, like he didn't play Trap House 3.
Yes,
like,
Trap. See,
Freaky Girl. Did he play I Don't Love Her?
He missed out. He did miss because he did.
Those like three. Those are three he could have just caught up where it made it close on him. He could have did I Got Nothing on You. Like anything from Trap God 2, Trap God 3.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of lifeline there. Like those are hits, bro.
But see, I think
like, you know, Banana Boat with Nicki Minaj. Like I know he got a Mariah Carey hit. Like
he did. But see, that's when I think the personal might have took over more of the strategy shit, because I feel like he was really, like you said, the whole battle, he was not holding no punches when it came to disrespecting Gucci. He said, nigga, when he talked about his nigga being, he said, dig your nigga can't dig that nigga up. He can't say shit now. Bro, I was on Twitter, everybody said, oh shit.
Bro, no, the time, I think time stopped. It stopped for a second.
When he said, like, nigga, your dead homie can't say shit. Go dig his ass up.
Smoking on Pookie Loke tonight. I said,
smoking on. That's what he said. I'm smoking on fucking.
I said, oh shit. Like, you know, here's a better hit. So we debated about the Wake Up in the Sky record, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to play a pop record or a record that's like, I'm bigger than that, I'm bigger than this street shit, why didn't you play Black Beatles?
Gucci was on that?
Yes, with Ray Shrimmer.
That's big. Listen, like I said, it seemed like
Black Beatles was a cultural moment. Niggas was doing this.
He seemed like, the freeze round.
Yeah, like come on, so that's a cultural moment. You would have win. I don't want niggas to know I am obviously Jeezy biased, but Gucci is a really big part of my life too. Like First Day Out changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want niggas like, yes, I'm biased.
But that's why this was such a great battle, because it's two artists that niggas really like grew up with. I'm talking about, we seen the success of both artists, and we seen what niggas went through when Gucci came out, when Gucci came back out of jail, new Gucci, like that's a whole moment in time. Now, whether the music, and I even tweeted this, and niggas can't say that, Gucci got way more recent hits than
he does. He probably could have stayed there too.
And he could have stayed, and he kept saying it during the battle. He said, you keep playing that old shit, hear this new shit.
But I think that's a great strategic move by Jeezy. I'ma stay in this nostalgic lane, and you can play the new hits, but you don't got nothing that can beat anything I got way back.
Yeah, Jeezy probably last
20 hits. It's not about categories or nothing like that. It's about you play the hit.
Jeezy, like we said, Jeezy didn't play My Nigga with YG.
Come on, son.
Did he play Me Okay?
No.
Like those are probably his last two big.
Play Super Freak.
Super Freak, bro. So it's like, but at the end of the day, I gave it to Jeezy 12-8. And I think you had a 12-8 too, but we just kind of flip-flopped some of our round picks. Mm-hmm. But at the end, Jeezy, I did have Jeezy. And I love that they went, because I was so lit, I didn't even realize that they went past 20. And I'm scoring the shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm up to 13-9-1. Like, how am I even at 13-9 if they was doing 20? So I love that.
Like, all right, I'm gonna play something. Like, just because, like, Jeezy could have, Gucci could have even played this as a recent hit. That would have went off. Slippery. I don't know if you can hear it. It's Slippery.
Oh, yes. What?
Like, that's a recent hit you gotta play.
Excuse me.
You're talking about recent hits? That went off. That
was my whole summer one summer.
Like, come on, son. Like I think the Bruno Mars hit, I don't think it was for the demographic that was listening.
But see, and this speaks to both artists, though. They both, you're right, it wasn't for the demographic. The reason why I did give that one to Gucci is because I've heard people argue through all these verses. Well, that one, it was a better song. Sure. Better song. Composed better, features, artists, whatever you want to say, whoever, Bruno carried it, Kodak carried it, whatever. And that moment in time was very lit. So, it was a great battle, man. I loved it. It was a good nostalgic jump for us old motherfuckers, people they try to kick off Twitter talking about we 30 plus and shit.
No,
bro,
I'm staying on Twitter.
If you wasn't alive for them two niggas when they was hot, when Gucci was still sitting fat Gucci.
When Gucci couldn't breathe. Come on, son.
Listen, Gucci sound totally different on tracks now. That nigga had asthma when he would talk. That nigga was so it was just great, man. I really enjoyed it. So that's my last topic.
And I think that's a great segue into this week's conversation today. Is based off. So the underlying and overlying tone about Gucci versus Jeezy's, because they have real life beef. They started off doing the song with So Icy, and there were some,
which I hated, by the way.
It was not the best song, but whatever. I still seen the chorus. I don't rap, but
I never liked that song.
Okay, sure. There's some underlying story between how this So Icy beef started. I think they both were on the song, and I think the A&R or the people on top of Jeezy's label, Def Jam, wanted Jeezy to have that song as his, but it was Gucci's song originally. Mm-hmm. So Jeezy took the song and put it on his album, and Gucci didn't like that. So and that started the beef a little bit. But eventually it got a little more violent in terms of Jeezy said on the song, I got 10,000 for a nigga that gave me Gucci So Icy chain. And a nigga actually went out and tried to get him his chain. Tried to take his chain, aka Pookie Loc, one of Jeezy's homeboys, and Gucci protected himself and killed his mans. So there's an actual violence aspect to their disagreement, to the beef. So as we saw on social media, and as we, that was one of the underlying tones of it, and as we watched it during his verses, we saw Gucci Mane being quite the aggressor. He was cursing him out, calling him a bitch. I'm smoking on Pookie Loc today. Free kill. He played Truth. He started off the beef for the diss song. Like, he violated him for like 90 minutes or whatever, right? And Jeezy, on the other hand, was a lot more coy. He didn't really dive into the beef. He didn't give him a lot of energy back on the beef side. And social media, you'll see a lot of people were like, oh, they were loving the energy Gucci was giving, rightfully so. But then they were playing off on the energy that they were not happy about the energy Jeezy was getting, in terms of like maybe Jeezy was showing a little bit of growth in terms of like, I don't want to give in to this energy. You know, I did wrong earlier in my days, 20, 15 years ago.
They were saying
I still might not fuck with you, but we can still get money together. And people, there were people who felt on both sides like, oh, Jeezy's showing growth, but then other people were like, Jeezy's a bitch or whatnot, or he know what he did wrong. So the conversation today is really about what is growth. Can you be in the room with someone that did you wrong? And is Jeezy wrong for?
That's real growth, though, right?
Yeah,
I think that's real growth. If you can be, I think they both show real growth, because even though Gucci was dissing him more and definitely disrespecting him and speaking from the same place that they was at from since the shit happened, the fact that he was there shows some growth in Gucci.
Could it have been just a bag? They got the bag finally.
The bag what?
They finally paid him. He'll show for a bag.
They finally paid him.
Paid him. Like Gucci said eventually, like Gucci said a while before, like, I'm not doing the verses unless they put no, like, it's not 6 figures involved. He said that.
Well, see, that's probably undisclosed shit that they probably in the contract, like, we can't talk about y'all niggas getting paid. But for sure, that shit had to bring in a lot of revenue some type of way.
Yeah.
Like, so there's money to be divided. But it's like, and for all the people gonna say what the fuck they want to say. That's what I didn't like seeing that shit. I didn't like seeing people talk about, oh, Gucci sat there and got disrespect for 90 minutes and da-da-da-da-da. I didn't agree with that. I didn't. And he talked about smoking on your dead homie. You ain't do shit but stand there. Those are the motherfuckers that throw their life away over some petty shit. Those are the motherfuckers that feel like someone can really take their pride from them. They could take their manhood from, like, and niggas would be like, nigga, I die over shit. Yeah, them the niggas that die over dumb shit. Like 100%. And if you know anything about war or battle or anything about life in general, you will not last long thinking that way. Gucci lost years of his life being the same Gucci that he was that killed that nigga that day. He lost years of his life. And guess what? When Gucci came out, what was he? He was a changed man.
Yeah.
Gucci lost weight. He was addicted. First of all this whole time that people talking about before Gucci went to jail, he was addicted to drugs. He was self-proclaimed crazy. He had a lot of psychiatric evaluations. And from the outside looking in, you can't tell me that man was living a happy life in his success.
Yeah.
Because when you happy and at a content place, and contentment is not always a negative word, content in yourself, you don't do something that winds you up in prison.
Yeah.
You're not in those type of situations. So I applaud Gucci for his growth and just being there, even though maybe he didn't talk the most shit, wasn't the most nice to Gucci, nice to Jeezy, but who gives a fuck about that? But the fact that he was there is growth. And the growth that he had to go through from being out of prison, losing that weight, reinventing himself, marrying his lady, having a new baby, and Jeezy understanding that his rap career wasn't going to be forever, and understanding that I'm a legend in this shit, but you can't stay hot and rap forever. And parlaying that shit into all the shit he talked about during the verses, being a business owner, owning real estate, the real wealth. Gucci kept talking about his clothes. Jeezy kept talking about whatever. People clowning nigga for that shit. So to me, it's like the growth really comes from, the growth was there for Jeezy, and I love to see it. Because if Jeezy was on that same type of time, them two niggas wouldn't have been able to be in the same fucking room together. I don't know if we lost Briss or not. I think we might have lost him. But I'm still here. We're gonna wait till he comes back. We might have to cut this.
I'm here. I had to. I'll let you talk. I had to use the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so it's like the last thing I said was I said again that if Jeezy, I like the growth that I saw in Jeezy, just like all the people that didn't like seeing it, I did like seeing it, and I like the fact that because I know that they would not have been able to be together if both of them was on the same shit that they was on 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been no verses for your ass to even tweet about. It wouldn't have been no verses for us to watch and enjoy, and for me to score every round and get drunk and You know what I'm saying? And debate about these songs, which songs that I love from both of them. So there was growth. What do you think is growth?
I mean, I think it's dead ass growth for Jeezy to take 90 minutes of slander, even if it was part of the routine or not. The nigga said, like, you know, we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight. Like, that's your man. Like, that it takes a level of restraint, even if it's part of the deal, for a nigga to say, I'm smoking on your man tonight. I don't care how much you pay me. Like, even I'm gonna tell you, Terry, if someone says I'm smoking on Terry Pack tonight,
yeah.
I'm gonna be tight.
Yeah. But
like,
see,
even if I'm getting a bag, even if they're paying me the bag, like there's a level of respect that and a level of man or the ego. Like this is certainly ego. It's certainly ego.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not gonna tell me you're smoking on my man tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough to hear. And not be activated about. It's tough to hear that like you're gonna find your man where you sent him in a box or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough. It's tough to hear. It's tough. I think there's a level of growth and restraint. I tweeted that. I said like, oh, Jeezy's level of restraint is OD right now. Like I understand it probably
ain't that the fucking goal? Yeah. Ain't that the goal? People act like it's the goal to remain petty for your whole life or to be able to be triggered your whole life. Now, I'm not saying that I'm even there. I'm not saying that I could do that.
I'm not there either.
Because like you said, if someone I'm smoking on Chris, I'm like, you said what? Like niggas gonna really have to see me and I'm gonna want to hurt you physically. Yeah. So it's like, but ain't that the fucking goal? Like motherfuckers that really want to live, if you want to live petty your whole life, I promise your ass gonna look back. You gonna age old. You ain't gonna and 100%. I know all that shit that Jeezy was talking. He ain't in that place. I mean Gucci, all that shit Gucci was talking. He not in that place either because he wouldn't look as good as he does. Pause. No homo. But I'm just trying to say like all these motherfuckers talking, bro. I know for a fact that these motherfuckers, their growth, you have to really change. You cannot be the same person. You can't think the same way. You can't have the same fucking triggers. If I could say the same thing to you in high school that make you want to fight me when you 30, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You haven't changed, bro. And I understand, like I think we understand the cultural and the background of why they have beef, right?
And that's why the streets is fucked up. Continue. I'm gonna say that after you're done.
Yeah, like I think we all understand why we have the cultural and street aspect, cultural and the quote unquote street aspect of why niggas is why they're beefing. Like it's real beef, right? And I understand that, like, and I've never been put in this situation. I don't know, but I do know that if something happens to me or somebody I love, and it's been 20 years from now,
15,
15. I might not fuck with you, but I can have therapy. And even if I was in the wrong, I could go through therapy. I can be at peace with myself. And I can, it's up to you. Like, because remember, Jeezy said I extended the olive branch first. Mm-hmm. Gucci denied it the first time. So there must have been another reason why Gucci wanted to come back around and do this versus. I assume it's money, right? So one thing that tells me is that, and this is an overlying thing with Black people in general, is that like, I don't need to like you or even fuck with you or even want to be in a room with you ever again to get some money with you. Mm-hmm. Or get money for myself. And that should be something that we should take going forward in terms of anything in terms of like life or politics or business deals or just living. Like I don't gotta fuck with you. I don't gotta talk to you ever again. But for me, I'm 30 years, either 30 years old. Them niggas is 30, 40.
Them niggas is 40. Gucci 40.
Like,
Gucci,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Gucci ain't trying to fight nobody. Jeezy ain't trying to fight nobody. Them niggas got lives. Them niggas got families. Like, And as we've heard and we've seen with like young niggas passing away, it's cool to grow old.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a blessing that we don't gotta wear none of these niggas on no fucking shirts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think niggas, especially on social media, they wanna glorify that these niggas ain't on shirts or like nobody put each other on a shirt.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's what, and the streets is fucked up. Like, for better, like, yes, the streets is what people, the environment that people grew up in and the culture of the streets. But let's just be honest, the streets is fucked up. The retaliation is a vicious cycle that will never end. You kill my man, I kill your man, you kill me, they kill you. It's somebody for a cycle to stop. Someone has to choose to stop doing it.
Right.
And this is not even about Gucci and Jeezy no more, because we see the choice they made. They fucking did the verses and squash the shit in front of everybody. Now, whether it was real or it's not, that's not up to me to decide. But I'm just saying, the streets is fucked up. The mentality of an eye for an eye, everybody blind. So if niggas really want to perpetuate that, you could do that to yourself all the live long day. And you could type on the internet all day, Jeezy a bitch. He didn't say shit when the nigga talking about he smoked this homie. And we could laugh and joke and and we can be, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I'm talking about elevating higher and living on a different level. I've said this before. Nipsey Hussle said it. If we have to change the way we respond to disrespect, because it's a lot of fake niggas out here that say a lot of disrespectful shit on the internet. If you address every person, like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with Jeezy and Gucci no more. If you address every person who's just talking shit on the internet with the exact energy that they give off, your ass is gonna be in jail. Your ass is gonna be in trouble, and they ass is gonna be sitting home talking about, well, I wasn't even about that life.
Yeah.
You have to change the way you respond to disrespect. Now, yes, Gucci disrespected Jeezy to his face. He played diss songs that were disrespectful. You don't make diss songs because you like the motherfucker.
Correct.
Y'all had real grievances and real blood was shed and lives were lost over y'all disagreement. Now, do you want more lives to be lost? Y'all 40-year-old men. Do you want to still, like, on some real shit? That's what everyone needs to have looked at it as. I don't want to see 40-year-old men fighting each other.
Not at all.
And it's not acceptable in no type of way. I don't give, like, yes, there's a point to where, like, I'm not just gonna be bitched and run over and disrespected. But if you are outside of that space to where it's like, what does words really mean to me at this point? Words are fucking words.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are millionaires. Both of them don't live in Atlanta no more. Well, I think Gucci probably live. They probably have homes, whatever. They're not in the hoods of Atlanta no more. Them actually clashing on a real, it's either me or you level. They have families.
They got families. They got kids.
If you don't grow, and I think I said this on the podcast. Anything that's not growing is dead.
Yeah.
Anything that's not, if a plant is not growing, a tree not growing, you're dead. And if a human is not growing, they're dead. Your soul is dead inside. So if you ask all the people talking that shit, obviously they don't want to get deep. They want to keep it on the surface and be petty and do whatever they do. And I'm not here to change nobody's mind about shit. But all them people saying that dumbass shit on Twitter, do you want to be where you at right now 10 years from now? You should. Did the person that called you a bitch in high school that you would get suspended and fight over, are you gonna really punch a nigga in the face when you 40 for a nigga calling you a bitch? If you are, then that's the answer. That's your answer. But yeah. I love to see it, and I love the disrespect too. If you want to be honest, I love it. Listen,
I was thoroughly entertained. I was at the edge of my seat, like, oh, is this nigga is violating him.
Violated. But guess what? It was even better. It wasn't even better, not entertainment wise, but the way that he handled it.
He stayed with the plan, stayed with the program.
And he kept dropping them hits. And who won the battle?
Jeezy.
All right.
I think that I keep trying to tell niggas, besides the theatrics and shit, nigga just kept countering with good hits. You can't like, if it's about the music, you can't get like, if you stay on top, if you stay on task and it's about the music, it's tough. It's a tough argument. Now we're talking
and
about
we talk about and I talk about on this podcast not enough no more, but the fallacies and the arguments. If we're talking about music and you start talking about this, you're trying to get me off of the point that I'm trying to make. The point of this isn't to talk about shit. Yes, it's a factor in it, but the point was not to talk about me trying to kill you.
Yeah.
The point is for us to play these songs to see who got the better 20 songs.
Yeah.
And whether you want it, of course, everybody loves the side shows. You want the side show, but the main show, Jeezy won.
Yeah. Side note, I think we're off this conversation now. I think we kind of same point. Side note, my man Rick Ross, he got new teeth, and he didn't get the memo that you need a little hint of yellow in it.
Oh, they too white?
Yeah, they're real white.
I gotta go through his IG right now.
Go look at his
niggas be getting teeth. Listen, you know who else got their teeth way after they should have? Jermaine Dupri. He
got new teeth?
But his teeth look good though. But his teeth been spaced out and wide for years. Jermaine been getting money forever. But he just got them teeth like 3 years ago. But let me look at Rose teeth.
Like you could tell it's really white.
He ain't get that little off color a little bit. Like that's why these bitches get plastic surgery shit. Bitch, you look too plastic.
See if I can see it. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I can see him a little bit in the picture.
It's the post. No, go to the post where he's with the doctor. And then start looking after.
Okay, let me go. I gotta log in real quick.
I don't know if you can see it.
Shout out to technology, people.
Can you see it? The one I'm looking at?
Okay, that's on his IG?
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the IG right now. Okay, I see it. Yeah, they look good though. They ain't the big dumb horse jonks.
But now when you start looking at his photo, he's smiling like shit. It's like really white.
Everything in Hollywood is fake anyway. So.
I think it needs a little hint of yellow. A little hint.
Everything in Hollywood fake anyway, so.
That's the new trend though. I'm not mad. That's not a trend I'm not really mad at. It's just no one's really perfected it.
Yeah, them shit's white as hell. They look good though.
They look good. Like, look, listen. Rose trying to rebrand himself. Not in terms of like him being not a street nigga, but just like I'm trying to get more commercial deals. And I can't get mad at that.
But you know what you need to do though? Just go look at some old pictures and see how big he really used to be.
Oh, he was a big boy.
Ross was big as fuck. He's like half of what he was now, man.
I'm not mad at Rose at all. He's really rebranding himself as like one. I think he's thinking himself differently in terms of like I'm trying to get into like acting and shit like that. Like you only play certain type of roles when you big as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And this nigga's crib is huge. He's got the fucking Coming to America at his crib. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, this shit is insane.
So
that's like a commercial house. That's like you gotta rent that. You gotta Airbnb that bitch out. I wouldn't even. That's too much. I mean, I never had as much money as him, so I guess I gotta get that money to see how I actually really want to live. But
man, who could buy your shit as an Airbnb?
You probably just gotta rent it out for the low. Get a good deal.
You gotta rent it out for fucking music videos, nigga. Like,
I'm sure he does that too.
I think he said he wanted to be for T.I. now. You want to smoke with T.I. in terms of the verses. I think that'd be a good battle too.
Yeah, Ross and T.I. But see, he kind of, not that he was wasted against 2 Chainz, but he was kind of wasted against 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even watch that one. That wasn't compelling enough.
But he got new teeth, so.
Shout out to Ross new teeth. You know, always remember, it's cool to get the pure white, but it comes off just like the girl with the 2 big ass that don't match her thighs. It's like, we know it's not real. You want it to be as humanly perfect as it can. Because when you get to the enhanced perfect, it's like, it turns me off when I see somebody with too much work done or with I'm saying like, because I know that it's fake. I want to kind of believe that it could be real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the natural people.
Little hint of yellow.
Yeah, man, it could be a little hint of yellow. Don't say yellow, little beige.
But I think we're on the same page of I think we appreciate Jeezy's growth. I think it's all for entertainment value, but it is concerning. But we're also I think our demographic is still in that age of like you do me wrong, it's be forever. And these niggas were 20, 19, 20 years old. I'm saying it's 15 years. Honest, like I think we are at the age where like I can still not fuck with you, but it's not gonna control my life.
Oh,
we can get money together,
and that's a great point. People really like whether you want to believe it or not. When you got that much hate in your heart, it controls you.
Yeah,
and they're control. And if somebody can really move you like that, that's a sign that you don't got no goddamn self control. Like, I don't want to live like that where no one could really affect me in that way. Yes, I'm gonna respond to things accordingly, but. And Jesus responded accordingly. They're in a battle and somebody dish you. What you do? Drop another hit. Drop the shit where I was talking shit about you. Like, you want that nigga to jump across stage and smack him so y'all can laugh and be like, oh, that nigga was dumb? That's what they want. They want you to do dumb shit so they can call you dumb. I ain't got time. I really don't got, oh my God, I really hate people, bro. Every day I hate people more and more.
Nice, bro.
And I saw that shit and I swear I logged up. I was like, these niggas really trying to, yes, the Pookie shit was fun, was real. It was real disrespect. But y'all niggas talking all this shit. But if that shit really happened to you, you wouldn't do a motherfucking thing.
Not when the bag's involved, bro.
Niggas real cowards, bro, and be talking that shit, bro. Niggas is real cowards.
That's a good word right there, cowards.
And these women, and listen, women talk that beef shit the most. Want niggas to fucking shoot it out over shit, and I'm like, someone said it on another podcast. Y'all the reason niggas be getting killed.
90% of times.
No, it was Don't Call Me White Girl on $1 Million Worth of Games. Like y'all some shit happened that you don't even need to call your nigga your brother or your cousin over. And that nigga come with the guns and niggas end up dying because your ass started the shit. It's just like, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You ain't I'm not living my life for nobody. I'm living for my family.
Damn, bro.
Not for the motherfucking Twitter sphere.
But I think we can wrap this conversation up. We've been potting for a good amount, but I got one question that I think we need to consult on and we can get on with ourselves. So last week we talked about somebody lying on a man lying to a woman or whatever, but talking about like one of the oldest games in the book. But this question is, I try to break up with my girl because she's toxic as fuck, and I don't need that in my life. But she said if I leave her, she'll kill herself, and I think she might be serious. What do I do? My first response was just leave her anyways.
You're gonna feel some guilt if she really kill herself, though.
I think I won't. It's not.
You don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna give a fuck.
I think I won't, bro. Like, if that's toxic, bro, like, as we said plenty of times before, niggas love to throw that card out. We love to say we'll kill ourselves or like.
Yep, and it's manipulation tactic.
It's manipulation. Like, I think you need to understand that she's trying to manipulate you. And I think once you realize that she's trying to manipulate you, whatever God says is going to happen, you need to be at peace with it. If she decides...
For sure, you need to get away from that person. Anyone that's threatening to kill themselves over you is not somewhere you need to be. But if you really want to help them, you don't want to just leave them out to dry. You know, you're actually protecting yourself by getting away from. Because if they'll kill you themselves, have you ever heard of murder-suicide?
Yeah, they'll kill you. They killed you and then they kill themselves.
Yeah, so
white men excel in that.
You don't want to get caught up. You don't want to get caught up in a murder-suicide. So, but if you do kind of want to help her, like you got love for the person, I would say recommend them to get help professionally, see a therapist or talk to someone, spiritual advisor, something of that nature, and then get the fuck up out of there. And then while they're talking to the person, you pack up all your shit and be moved out.
You should do that while you're leaving. Yeah.
While they're talking to the professional, you're packing and you're moved out by the time they get back home.
Yes.
Because, bro, anybody that like, it's crazy that you talk about suicide because I read about suicide this past week, and it's like a lot of people try to find some bravery in suicide and like, yo, it's really hard to do. And yes, you do have to kind of, it's not easy to kill yourself. No, it's not. And it takes a lot to work yourself up to that point. But there is no, what's the word? There's no, there's no bravery in suicide. There's no, like, there's nothing positive. It doesn't take a lot of strength to kill yourself and all these positive things we try to put on suicide. We find people in tough places and yeah, life is rough. Life is a motherfucking test and life is a grind every day, but there's nothing positive about suicide. So the fact that you got someone in your life that's really talking about this talk, you need to try to get them help, but you also need to protect yourself because, like I said, they will kill you and kill themselves and think that they're gonna have nothing to answer to or for. So get them help, and then while they're getting help, you move out or run away.
That's a good answer. I think we'll keep it here. I think we've been fighting for a while, so I think we'll get to the other questions I have next week. So,
that's fine.
Derek, do you have any? You have something to close us out with this week? I don't have a black business this week.
Yeah, that's fine because I need to get up out of here. I have a verse, Bible verse, Proverbs 18, verse 15. The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. One more time. The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. So there's two words that I want you guys to focus on: knowledge and wise, root word of wisdom. As we grow, we just talked about growth. The only thing that's going to bring forth that growth and us moving forward and elevating our lives is acquiring knowledge and going out and getting it. And that requires, to acquire knowledge, that requires you to read, do research, listen to people who are wiser than you. We have to do those things as we go forward. It only benefits you. The more you know, the better off you are. Sometimes people feel like when you get too much knowledge, you might become jaded. Learning how the system really works might be depressing, but it will benefit you more than hurt you because you'll know how things work. And so they say your heart will discern. The heart of the discerning person acquires knowledge. The ears of the wise seek it out. So for you to become wise, you have to surround yourself with other wise people and search for people with wisdom. That's the only way that's the best way for you to progress and elevate, which is what we all want to do in life.
Yeah.
You do not want to be the same today. You do not want to be the same tomorrow as you was today or 5 years ago. I promise you, like, at a certain point in your life, you realize that the only thing that's going to keep you going forward is finding new goals and learning new things and pushing forward. Like, being stagnant and being stuck in the same place is one of the most frustrating things. And I believe that searching for knowledge and gaining wisdom is the best way for us to reach our goals. And then once we reach those goals, figure out new goals. Because you get to a level when, yes, you accomplish things. But after you get to that level, it's not over. It's no point. There's no point to when you're done. Where it's like, oh shit, I did it. I could just sit in the house all day and not shower, and I could just rest on this money I made. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Wisdom and knowledge, seek it out.
Thank you for another spiritual moment of the week, Terry. As we close this out, we talked about free agency this year. Breaking news: Marc Gasol signing to the Lakers.
Yeah, more breaking news. Jason Tatum got a $195 million extension. Money.
I wish I can pull that off with my job. I tell you that, boy. Let me get an extension on my contract where I can get $20,000 more each year.
Well, no one watches you do your job on television, so
I don't. If there's a way to equivalent scoring 30 points a year, 30 points a game
to what you do.
Job. If it's not sales, it's very tough, and it's not sales. Like sales positions are the only jobs where you can equivalent like this is what I'm bringing towards the company, and this is why I deserve so much.
This is very true. This is very true.
All right. Well, thank you guys for another episode of Model Talks, the safe place for keeping it player, where we keep it kosher every time, all the time. I want to say thank you guys for dropping in with us, tapping in with us. You know what I'm saying? Taking it with us. Remember, on the path to platinum, there are 3 rules to success. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to the code. And wear a mask. You can find us on all platforms. We are now announcement. We now have a fully live YouTube channel with visual, baby. You know what I'm saying? The Models Talks page is youtube.com/ let me get it right for you. Let's see, / Model Talks. Hold on, that's not right. youtube.com. Let's see, what's our I'm trying to get the page for you real quick. Hold on for me. I just set it up 2 days ago. We don't have an intern. We don't have nobody doing this for ourselves. We're doing it for ourselves. So give me a second. 1 second.
They're with the king. It's dead air. Can you edit this out?
I will edit this out. Let's see. Well, I'll put it. You know what? Don't worry about it right now. I'll put the page and information on. But we have a YouTube channel right now. We're live, baby. All of our old videos, these Zoom videos, are going to be live for you, so you can see us. Visual content. We'll be adding visual content on there as well. And we're taking the next step as we're talking about. We are being we're being more forceful on ourselves in terms of we just want to take this to the next level. So, you know what I'm saying? Or you can also send us questions to modeltalkspod@gmail.com. And if you have any information, we have a consultation service, and tap in with us there. So I want to thank you guys again for listening to Model Talks, man. We'll check you next week, baby. Peace.